There is a program at Greenfield Community College designed to help direct students and give them support with both their academic and career choices. It's called the Compass Program, and Carolee McGrath sat down in the New England Public Media Radio studios at WGBY with Kate Walker, advisor and academic coach, and Tonya Blundon, the coordinator of the Compass Program, to learn more.
So the Compass program is a Title III grant through the U.S. Department of Education that GCC received 3 years ago. We're entering our 4th year of the grant. And our program is basically designed to support students who are undecided about what they want to study or what career they want to get into, and to combine in a first-year experience some career exploration with some academic success coaching skills so that they have like a cohesive support network during their first year as they're starting to make these decisions.
So a student will come to you, Kate, and say, I think I want to go into nursing, but I'm not really sure. Do you help them structure their course load for the semester and kind of introduce them to different, professors or clubs that might, pique their interest?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's different pieces to our program, and one piece is a structured advising experience. So I think those initial conversations would be around how do you sort of hedge your bets by working toward this goal, taking the classes that would lead you toward this goal while still leaving room for exploration. I think the other pieces are important as well. We have a peer mentor program that's part of the Compass program, and we have some classes on academic strategies and also on major and career exploration that I think would sort of develop that big picture plan over a longer term than just like a quick advising appointment.
Is that a credit class, like the classes that they take? Okay, yep. So they get credit for taking those classes that kind of expose them to other careers as well. Okay.
For first year experience classes, and if you meet the certain criteria of our grant, you can actually take them for free, so that's cool. But everything we offer is open to every student at GCC.
So tell me a little bit about the peer mentor program. Do you match students up with other students?
So our peer mentors are students who have been at GCC for at least a semester and have gained their own experiences as students. We're pretty small, so we usually have 3 or 4 peer mentors per semester. We have one who pairs specifically with the academic strategies class that Kate was referring to, and so that peer mentor gets paired with the students who are taking that class, and they work closely together. And then the others are just available on a walk-in basis to any student who feels like they want or need that kind of support. And then the students start to build relationships over time as they get to know each other. They'll tend to see the same person over and over again once they build that connection.
And so what is the interest as far as students, in that academic exploration class? Because a lot of times you think of, okay, you're going to college, well, I've got to take all the prereqs, right? I got to get my English out of the way, a science, if that's not my major, out of the way, and you just kind of structure it that way. But this obviously gives students a little bit more insight into different directions that they can choose. So are you getting a lot of interest in that?
Yeah, and I think one thing that's important to point out is that some people are under the misconception that you have that next steps conversation when you're ready for the next step. So what we try to emphasize, especially for first-generation college students who might not have folks who are sort of knowledgeable about the system guiding them through it, like some other students have, we try to be that guide and to sort of start those conversations in the beginning about what your options are, how to find out what your options are, and how to sort of start not necessarily setting your future in stone, but going through a process of information gathering and making that really informed decision.
And can you share with us some personal stories of kids, students, I keep saying kids, students who have really kind of found their way and figured out through this program, what they want to do?
Sure. Well, I can tell the story of one of my advisees that I started working with when we began piloting the Compass program in our very first year. She just recently graduated from GCC with her associate's degree, so that was very exciting. And when I met her, she was a first-generation college student. She had been in the workforce for a little while, but was kind of bouncing around and wasn't sure, am I in the right place? Is this what I should be doing? Am I finding the kind of work that's going to sustain me for the long term? So she found her way to GCC, into our program, and as we discussed her interests, they were you know, broad and seemingly all over the place, from like sustainability to early childhood education to psychology and counseling, and she didn't see immediately how to piece any of those things together. So it was really fun to work together for a couple of years on the exploration piece, on discovering, you know, what is out there in the local economy, what are job options that would enhance or play upon the skills that you're drawn to and the areas that you are articulating as interests. And how can we connect that to your education? She really just very much came out of her shell through the process and started getting really involved at GCC, in the local community. She actually ended up being our college's nominee for the state's 29 Who Shine Award, which is each institution in Massachusetts gets to award an outstanding student with this honor. And so it's really great to see that she'll now be transferring to UMass. She's going to be studying sustainability, and her goal is to be a park ranger where she can kind of educate the community on the sustainability needs of our state, and also, you know, potentially do some work with children and programming around that. So, you know, for me to have met this student early in her journey as someone who had bounced around to a bunch of different places before and wasn't really sure, how did I get here? Where am I going to go from here? And was very like reluctant about the process, to see the progress that she made in 2 years is really rewarding. And she has a definite path, and she's really excited about it and super engaged as a result. So.
And you mentioned the mass transfer program. Is that something that has to be something that comes up in conversations, right? So you start off here, and you could possibly, you know, transfer if you want to another state school. That's a great opportunity for students.
Yeah, and I think it's something that we really want to spread the word about. The student that I was thinking about was somebody who came in just to get a form signed to take some classes as a non-matriculated student, someone who doesn't enroll in a degree program. And so, you know, I was looking at the form, I was saying, why aren't you enrolling in a degree program? And she said, oh, you know, I just want to take a couple classes and then go to UMass. And I sat her down and explained how GCC provides a pathway to move from community college to the state system in a really smooth way, with some added benefits. Depending on your GPA, you can get automatic admission, you can get tuition breaks, and you can also have somebody, when you are enrolled in a degree program, you get that advising piece, which can help you sort of plan that path most efficiently. So she ended up enrolling in a degree program and getting really involved in school, and kind of completely changing her thought of what she might do. And it's been a great experience to watch her blossom. She became one of our peer mentors. She's really intensely involved in this internship that she's doing for the summer that has shaped her ideas of what she wants to do for her career in really meaningful ways. And so it's really exciting to see everything that she was able to get out of GCC that will still aim her toward her goal of transferring to UMass, but with all these rich experiences that help her do that in the most intentional and informed way.